set.
Call this meeting of the City of Hawarden City Council to order on Wednesday, May the 11th, 2016, at 5:30 p.m. All present are staff, council members, and myself as mayor. One agenda update. Jason Pullman is unavailable tonight for a hospital project update, so agenda item number 3 will not be discussed tonight. If you wish to address the council again, agenda item number 1C, open business from the community. The microphone in the pulpit is alive. So, first standard agenda item is the approval of the April 27th, 2016 council meeting minutes. You have those in your packet.
So moved.
It's been a motion by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by John. Further questions or clarifications? All in favor then of the meeting minutes for April 27th, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. Next is approval of claims for payment. I'll start to my left. John, questions?
No questions.
Okay, Payne, any questions on payments?
None, thank you.
Okay,
No.
Tim? Travis, questions?
None, thank you.
Monty, questions?
So moved.
It's been a motion by Monty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tim. All in favor then of claims for payment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That again passes 5-0. For the mayor's, open business from the community. Kevin, would you like to address us tonight?
Thank you, Mayor Porter and City Council, for giving me just a couple minutes here. My name is Kevin Van Otterloo. I'm the mayor of Rock Valley, and I'm also running for the Iowa House District 4. I believe my experience will set me apart from the other candidates there. I've been the mayor for Rock Valley for 5 years now, and before that I was the city councilman for 10 years, so I've sat in the seats that you're sitting in, made the difficult decisions that you have, and I have city interest in my heart. My family's been in business in Rock Valley for 60 years, and so I've got business also in my experience. And I just think that we need to have someone going to Des Moines that'll represent us in the cities and in business community and keep our interests at heart. I do believe, I'm a very conservative Republican, but I believe that we also have to go out there and work hard for our cities, because you guys have very difficult jobs trying to keep up with the economic sanctions and the taxes and roads and all that. You've got a very difficult job. And I think with my experience going down there, that I think I can help the cities in Sioux County and keep this county growing. We're one of the fastest growing counties in the state of Iowa, and I would really go down there and really work on economic development and to see if we can keep our cities and our counties growing in this corner of the state, because I think we need to bring some of our values from Northwest Iowa down to Des Moines instead of them pushing their values on us at all times. So if anybody has any questions for me, I would love to answer them, or I'll do the best that I can. Otherwise, I do appreciate your time, yes.
I do have one. I know there were some public forums for those that are running for this position, and I've been unable to make those. Are there some of those left?
There is one left in Orange City on March 24. It's a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock at the Event Center in Orange City. And the way they handle these is you can send questions in advance, or you can fill them out at the forum, and all 3 candidates will get a chance to answer each of the same questions. It's not a debate. It's just we're all answering the same questions, and it's been very good so far.
Good.
Okay.
And that was May 24th?
May 24, yes.
You say in March, so.
Oh, March, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, May 24 in Orange City.
Any other questions for Kevin? Good. Thank you for running for the office.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We'll move on then to the mayor's report for today. Our thanks to Christy and Pam and Tracy for their hard work in the city front office. It was Administrative Assistant Week this past week, and we thank them for their great work for the city of Hawarden. Our thanks to the senior class at West Sioux for their work on community service projects. They were all over town doing good deeds for others and for our community. The tentative date of the opening for the swimming pool is June the 4th. Now is the time to sign up for summer recreation for our youth, golf, softball, baseball, and t-ball. Please refer to the City of Hawarden website for further information. Please remember to take the opportunity for energy rebates for your home and your business. This information is available at the city office or our website. Thanks to everyone who continue to use our city services, such as our phone, cable TV, and internet. We appreciate your support of our local utilities. And tonight we welcome again the government class from West Sioux. We appreciate your attendance here at a city council meeting. And following our meeting, if you have time, we'd be pleased to answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much. We'll move on to council comments. Anything from council members tonight? Hearing nothing, we'll go to staff reports. We'll start with Mike, please.
Nothing to report tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Pickner, anything?
No report.
Okay, thank you. Tom Kane, please.
I also want to say thank you to the high school senior government class members and the adult chaperones that helped paint, mulch, clean, and pour concrete on 6 different projects at the city for their community service project day. We have a great bunch of young people in this community. Citywide cleanup was another success. We're still working on getting the tail end of it finished up, but I think we're going to have a few less dumpsters, and we had a lot more iron this year that is being recycled. So it seems to be working out really good down there. That's all I have.
Okay, thanks. Gary?
The only item I have is just to let you know that we continue to interview for the position of finance officer, and hopefully we'll have be able to make a decision sometime within the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Thank you very much. Any questions for staff?
Yeah, is the waiting pool going to be open on the same day?
We hope so. How's that for an answer? When we ordered the filter, there was a 14-week waiting period, or not waiting period, but shipping period, and for the filter. So that the timeline was supposed to be the last week of May, the first week of June. So it's going to be close. It's a one. They thought it would be a day and a half to 2-day installation once it was here. So we're hoping that it's available then.
Okay. We'll move on then to agenda item number 4. This is review and accept the bid for streetlights on the Highway 10 project. After the initial packet was sent out, we have an updated letter from DGR that is in your packets, and I'll refer this to Gary and Tom, please.
Yeah, we opened the bids last Thursday, and that's why we weren't able to. I did put the information in the memo that approximately what the bids came in at, but the detailed information they had to take back and of course check the addition and make sure everything that it met the criteria that were spelled out in the bid packets, and they did so, and they got this information back to me yesterday. As you can see, the low bid was Chris Davis out of Omaha, I believe is where they're from, aren't they?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. And that amount, total amount, and this is just again for the poles and the fixtures. This doesn't, we will still have to bid out the boring and the installation and those types of things. This was just for the fixtures themselves and the poles, because there's a lead time of about 12 weeks on some of this stuff. So, and the bids came in at $117,264, and the estimate, the engineering estimate was $120. We do have to pass these by resolution, but what I would like tonight, if you would be willing, would be to approve it, subject to bringing back a resolution at the next council meeting for approval to enter into a contract for this stuff. But I believe that's the correct procedure, right, Jim? So,
Just a motion to go with Chris Davis for tonight.
So moved. Second.
There's been a motion by Travis and a second by Tim to go with Chris Davis and bring forth the resolution at the next meeting.
Why does it take a resolution?
Enter into the contract for the public improvement over 100,000.
Is there any other discussion or concerns? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Motion passes 4-1. Agenda item number 5 is consider an offer to purchase a lot at 7th Street and Avenue K, also known as the Hamel property. That's a property that the city had taken custody of and has torn down the house and leveled that, and so we'll pass that again to Gary.
Again, I don't know, Mike, if you'd like to get up and speak for yourself. Mike Miller came to my office, and as we've done in the past, we instructed him to put together an offer to purchase as a starting point, and I believe that's in your packet. Mike's offer to purchase is $2,000, and he would commence construction of a single-family home on that lot within 2 years. So, which is the similar to what we had in the agreement with other sales that we've had occur, such as the Colin Wiggins property and John Burt. I don't think it was in John Burt's, but the Colin Wiggins property, for an example, where they had to build in a certain time frame. But Jim.
Yeah, well, the only thing I'd add to that is just, we're not able to gift property. 364-7 says we have to get fair market value. So you do have to go through some process to determine fair market value, whether that be appraisal or, advertising or bidding or whatever, or finding our own comparables, but we do have to sell for fair market value. So you have to keep that in mind as you decide what to do. And that's not to say that an agreement to build on the property can't be a consideration, but until you know the fair market value, if you had someone who, say, wanted to pay $500 more for this lot because they owned a house next to it and wanted to keep anybody from building on it, and then I'd not say you have to take the highest bid, but you do have to do something to go, figure out what's fair market value, be able to justify what you're selling for. So, just keep that in mind as you consider it.
So if it's appraised at 7,000,
But
if, I'm just
That's
looking,
the same idiot that appraised my house. It's not worth $7,000.
well, I'm just wondering how we're going to hire somebody, or you?
well, in
or
the
what?
past
Just bid
we
it out?
have.
Okay.
Did it. We got this lot to sell. Here it is. Here's the specs.
Well, you can do a bid, you can do an
Yeah,
auction,
yeah.
or we've used realtors to look at it, or if we have something that's sold that's similar, with this one, you probably don't have something that's sold that's similar, because it's a unique property. I mean, it's got negatives where location, it's got positives, but I don't know that there's anything like it that's sold, within memory. So I guess I would at least suggest that you would, take a look at having someone in the business give you an idea, unless you decide, like I said, anything that's designed so we've got some process to point to if you're challenged. And that's for Mike's benefit also, because if he's going to purchase something and bid on it or build on it, well, he wants to be sure that he owns it when we're done here. So.
I move we bid that property at the next council meeting. Bids to be in at a reasonable time before that so we can open them and evaluate them.
Second?
So staff then would put that information out to the newspaper that we're accepting bids at the next city council meeting for this property?
or perhaps that we're accepting proposals for it, as opposed to just saying a bid. Proposals, maybe to include how they plan to use it, and so on, if that's the way you want to
And-
go.
Is that wording okay with your
You bet.
motion, Monty?
You bet.
Okay, then it's okay with your second? Okay. So there's been a motion by Monty and a second by Travis to have staff put out information about proposals for this particular property to be on the next agenda item, which would be May the 25th. And that would be enough time to get the public out there, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. We
Okay.
don't see a problem with that.
Okay. Any other questions about the motion? All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? None opposed, so that passes 5-0. So we will have staff put that together, and we'll address this piece of property on May the 25th. The last agenda item is a request from the Sportsman's for a liquor license transfer to the Hawarden Community Center for Saturday, May the 14th. All the paperwork is in order. Is there a motion for that consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Tim, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by John, thank you. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 5-0. Again, our next agenda, our next stated meeting will be Wednesday, May the 25th, again at 5:30. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Travis,
Second.
seconded by Tim. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hawarden City Council is now adjourned. Thank you.
Didn't even move my lips.